So welcome to CUTV News. Today we have the opportunity of speaking with newly President-elect Prince Ralph Osei, and he's going to be talking to us a little bit about his platform for fusion, and as well as some of the things that he's going to be bringing to the Concordia students as of the fall. So Prince, welcome to CUTV News.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, what I wanted to do was just ask you in the beginning a little bit about what's going on with the CFS.
Oh, okay. As many of you are probably aware, the Canadian Federation of Students is a group that we did not believe that we should belong to anymore. And basically we paid them $300,000 for nothing. So just like we campaigned during the election for students to vote no, a big majority of students voted no to get out. Right now, we decided to get out, but unfortunately, we still have to pay them 1 year of membership dues even after we leave. Mm-hmm. So we will be paying that. We're just waiting for them to accept the referendum that was passed by our students to respect the will of the students at Concordia. Obviously, they will not, so we just have to prepare and make sure that we're ready to go to court when they see us in court.
Okay. So that's going to be something that's going to be addressed later on in the year.
Just like some of my friends say, we have to lawyer up.
Nice. So let's see. I wanted to also ask you a little bit about the launching of, or the potential launching of, the Student Center. What's going on with that?
In respecting the will of our students, it's not something that is going to happen within our mandate. Unfortunately, a big majority of our students voted no. I kind of agree with them. They felt that the amount was huge, and it's not something they believed in right now. Mm-hmm. So right now, the whole project is going back to the drawing board. We're going to look at other avenues of resources, and we're also going to explore the option of scaling down the project and coming back to students with a lesser amount. And we hope that on that note, they would agree to go on with the project.
Do you think that that's something that they would be expecting, or something that they would be more likely to go with?
We will be working during the summer to get the word out, especially the new students that will be coming in September. We have 3,000 students that we know they would likely want to see a project of this magnitude done in Concordia. Mm-hmm. We also be working with other groups to see what the concerns of students are. And so once we get everybody on board, I think it's something that students would be very, very interested in.
Cool. Sounds good. Now, something that is of interest, I think, particularly to our students at this moment, is tuition fees and the potential that the fees for tuition would rise pretty dramatically in the next little while. Yeah. How do you plan to fight that?
I've said it a couple of times that it does to make the government aware of where we're coming from. It doesn't take a single school. It will take the collective efforts of all the schools in Montreal and all the universities across the province. Right now, every option is on the table. We're meeting during the summer in June with FEC, the Fédération Étudiants Université de Québec, and we're going to make sure that we have one big action plan. We have to strike at the government where he is going to feel it will have no other option but to listen to our concerns. If it means striking out on the street, blocking streets, protesting, whatever, we're going to get that done. We believe that education is a right, accessible quality education is a right, and that Quebec students should not be denied that right. And so it would be unfortunate to have fees increased, putting some of us out of schools. And that is something we intend to fight, and it's an all-out war.
Cool. I think that's important to fight for that. What I wanted to find out as well is your platform for the fall, essentially. Can you outline the main things that you plan on doing for this fall?
So right from day one, which is June 1st, as soon as we get into the office, we're working on the Greening of Mackay project. Some of the neighbors have already been consulted. They agree with the project, but we need to have a consensus with everyone that lives close by to the Mackay Street. We're going to make sure that the project gets done before students come in the fall. for students that are taking summer classes to enjoy the street. We also be working in June we have a CSU council meeting. We'll pass a resolution for the CSU executives to have the mandate to enter into negotiations with the university to make sure that we have a bottle-free campus. The third thing is that we're going to expand the Loyola kitchen for the luncheon during the summer. We're going to get an industrial stove in there. We're going to make sure that the kitchen is in such a state that we can provide food for 200 students come the fall session. We're also going to be working on the student center, like I mentioned before, going back to the drawing board and getting our plans and everything ready for the fall. We're going to be working on with the rest of the sister schools to make sure that we're ready to strike the government, ready to attack the government and make sure that our concerns are heard in terms of tuition free.
Cool. Now, I have another question that I wanted to ask. You had just recently won the election, and there was quite a difference between your party and the opposing party. In good faith, do you have any suggestions that you could offer for another party that would be, trying to get elected?
Yeah.
What are some things not to do, or what are some really strong things that you guys were able to accomplish?
Like for anyone that's never been involved, you have to appreciate the amount of work that goes into winning an election. You have to come in from day one prepared. You have your posters ready. You excuse yourself from your classes with every member of your team, and then you have to know that for the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks of campaigning, you will have to skip classes, and you would have to go to students to speak to them. It's a lot of work. You have to be prepared, and so I think that is something that my opponent underestimated, and I think it's good for a democracy to have a lot of students involved, but students have to know the price that they have to pay to win an election. And one of them is that you have to skip classes. You have to sometimes you have to go for this position at the expense of your grades. And I think it's a good sacrifice to make, knowing that you'll be speaking for 30,000 students. And every member of your team has to pull in their own resources and their time, their energy to make sure that you get the two campuses filled with your message, and students have no choice but to listen to you.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time and coming down to the studio, doing an interview with us. And we look forward to what Prince and the Fusion team will be bringing to Concordia in the fall. That's CUTV News for today. We'll see you guys next. Subscribe to CUTV News on our website for more from Montreal's English alternative news source.